Hey, what's up guys? And first of all, if you would like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. I got this movie idea some time ago about what if Naruto was just pure evil? No wounded hero, no horrible backstory, just the true definition of pure evil itself, with a great power to go along with it. This will be a 3 hour special, maybe 4. So I'm gonna be doing part 1 of this movie and part 2 of this movie. This will be part 1. If you want part 2 of this movie, just go ahead and tell me, and I'll be posting it before the end of this week. Yes, guys. So this will be over a 3, perhaps 4 hour special. Part 1 will be 1 hour plus. Part 2 will be going into the 2 hour plus range. So yeah. If you want to see part 2 of this movie, just go ahead and tell me, and I'll be posting it as soon as possible. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels and comment your series ideas and your movies ideas down in the description. So yeah, without further ado, or wasting any more time, let us jump right into this brand new movie. Begin now, guys. We begin this episode with the Hokage, Hiruzen Saratobi as he smiles at the young boy in front of him. Blonde hair, blue eyes, 3 whisker marks on both of his cheeks. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. Hiruzen smiled at the 5-year-old child, having come by to give him this month's stipend. Naruto smiled back at the old man, despite the situation that had taken place. Since truly coming to speak to Naruto, the child had been warming up to him. As the Hokage left, closing the door behind him, he stood there for a moment. It's been over 7 weeks since the event took place. The orphanage where Naruto grew up. Something happened. Someone broke into the village, including Naruto. 15 children were attacked. Only 3 survived. The others they didn't make it. They were stabbed by kunais. The action was atrocious, dark, wicked in every sense of the word. The caretaker came inside. Seeing the bleeding children on the ground, she saw him, the person running away dressed in black, the weapon in his hand. He ran away. Someone had snuck into the village and they went after children. Never before had something like this happened. They were children in the orphanage. 15 of them attacked. 12 of them their life robbed away. Naruto survived the ordeal, along with 2 others by his side. They received vicious attacks as well, but they survived. The village went into high maintenance in the moments right after the attack, as Hiruzen was desperate to find the one that did this, but he couldn't. He was unable to. The person seemed to have just vanished away. There were security cameras in some of the areas and through it they saw him. A man. His height seemed to be around 6 foot, dressed in all black. They saw him leaving the orphanage. Dubbed to believe that he was still within the village parameters, they searched, but they were unable to find anything. All the different clans with specialties for searching were brought in. Strangely enough though, there was no scent. Nothing that they could use to track the man. This was something that they were unable to solve. The event had scarred the remaining children that survived. Luckily, not all of them were in the same place, otherwise the attack would have been much more damning and dangerous, as this person came there for only one thing, their life. As Hiruzen Sarutobi left, walking away, we saw the young boy, one of the persons that was a victim of the attack, watching him. Naruto Uzumaki was observing the Hokage from the window, simply watching. Later that night, we could see Naruto sitting on the balcony. His home was in the red light district, the more lesser part of Konoha, if you could call it that. He could see them, the unwanted people, the people that brought nothing good to society, traveling in gangs, organizations within Konoha darkest parts. There was a lot of it. They harass, they abuse. But as he stood there, the 5-year-old child was smiling. He lifted up his shirt, but there was not a single wound on him. His skin was unblemished, completely fine. He came out of the hospital rather quickly after his vicious stabbing, where he nearly lost his life, him and the others. However, he was smiling, gazing down towards the people. He heard a scream. He climbed and made his way, only to see a young lady. She was being assaulted. She tried to fight off her attacker. She was successful as she kicked him right in the nuts. A lot of crime and chaos happen in these parts, but they are not that heavily investigated. This part of the village is much less than the others. Naruto simply stood there though, calm as ever, because there was something wrong with him. Well, if people truly know, they would say that, but he believed that he was just fine. On the outside looking in though, this boy was twisted in every sense of the word. His morals, his ideals. He was born wrong. He was something else. Something that could not truly be described. He looked at his hands. His chakra was abnormal. He was smart for his age, in terms of how he adapted to things. He saw things. Ninjas using jutsus, he saw them speaking about chakra. He also read books as well. And when he heard them describe their chakra, he did not get the same feeling. His chakra was abnormally cold, hateful, acidic, problematic in every single way. He could feel it coursing through him. But that was not all. They say that babies could see the darkness in one's souls when they looked at them. And children, the younger ones in the orphanage, they tend to avoid him. They were kept away from the other ones. But every now and again he snuck inside of the room where the babies lie, just to look at them. But his thoughts were not pleasant when he saw them. Such innocence, such calm. Most times they cry. Even when he ventured out, animals, they ran away from him. Perhaps they knew. Yes, they must knew what was under the surface. As he stood there gazing down towards the alley, he learned this some time ago. On his 5th birthday, he always knew that he enjoyed it. The suffering, humiliation, pain. However, there was something different about just enjoying it. Naruto was feeding off it. His body was unique and special, with each of the children crying that they weren't adopted, with each of them feeling abandoned and alone. The stronger he got, no one knew about this at first. He himself was confused about it, until he found himself literally becoming stronger, physically, mentally, in every single way. And then he understood. He was feeding off everything that was negative about them. He fed off their pain. He fed off their suffering. He fed off their anguish. He didn't know why at first. He didn't know why it felt so good when they cried. He didn't know why their fear tastes so sweet. Their screams made him happy. Their suffering made him delighted. It was power. coursing power through his veins. He saw the ninjas performing feats that he found intriguing. He tried to replicate it, but he was unsuccessful. But successful in a different way. Naruto held his hand up. As his chakra was released, you could see it was like a thick sludge, twisting and leaking from his very essence. It formed into something, a man, taller than him, bathed in darkness. This was just a silhouette of Naruto's power. He had tried to create a clone, but the result was this thing. It mimicked his actions. It understood his words, but it was weak. The slightest physical touch could destroy it. However, he just tried it, so he supposed it needs some work. So it was rather easy to frame this thing for the genocide that was committed in the orphanage. All his life, which has been short, he desired to feel, to see that look. And not too long ago, Naruto saw it. He took the kunai that he found in the field. He sharpened it. He prepared it. And on that day, Naruto butchered them. One after another. He was stronger, he was faster. The two that survived, well, they did not see who it was. Cloaked in darkness, as he surrounded himself with a silhouette, while the real Naruto was right in front of them, much smaller, stabbing them. And he then stabbed himself, allowing the silhouette to do it. While it was weak, it could hold a kunai, using his power as much as he could. Naruto framed everything on his silhouette, allowing it to stab him. After all, he learned a long time ago that he healed really quickly. You might ask why he did this, the reason, the purpose. He was not treated the same way. But that was not it. Naruto enjoyed it. Butchering them, slaughtering them, watching the light drain away from their eyes. It was the feeling, it was hard to describe. And now, Naruto noticed his silhouette seemed stronger. The pain of their breath being taken away by his hands, it fueled him. His power was strange. He wondered just how much negativity that he absorbed from people. He absorbed the negativity from them and converted it into power, which stayed with him and made him stronger. Living within the red light district was like swimming in chakra, constantly growing. The despair, the anguish, the people that could not make their rent, those that suffer in pain, cry in hunger. It fueled him. It excited him. As he stood there on the roof, a smile on his face. The Hokage and the others are investigating what happened, but he covered his tracks rather well, because his silhouette, well, it didn't have anything that could be traced back to him. And while Naruto committed those heinous acts, he was literally within the silhouette, so all the blood and everything was on the silhouette. Not him, not to mention getting stabbed in rather dangerous places also proved that he was just a victim as everyone else. Finally, after a couple of months, Naruto attended the academy. But he hated it. The children here were giddy, happy. Yes, some were afraid, some were, well, feeling not ready, but that was nothing. The place disgusted him. However, Naruto spent months viewing people's behavior as he was putting forward a calm demeanor, a relaxing one, and people seemed to like that. It didn't take him too long to make friends, to socialize. However, some of the kids were fearful of him. The reason that he still could not get. He couldn't read minds, so he did not know, but it seems like it was their appearance. It was same for the villagers. He see the way some of them looked at him. He saw the way they saw him. As he noticed the difference between the civilian students and the clan students. Naruto laid eyes on one Hinata Hyuga. As Naruto started to become obsessed with the girl. Not for her looks or anything that would might seem appealing to him because he was the same age as her, but she was so innocent, so naive. A part of him wished to see that innocence corrupted. A part of him wished to see her broken. Once again showing that this young man possessed no redeeming qualities. However, deep within the night, as the massive Uchiha massacre was taking place, Itachi Uchiha, the feeling that he showed outwards was a stoic, wicked individual, but on the inside, the moment Itachi slaughtered the last Uchiha that wasn't his brother, those emotions, Naruto felt them. Asleep within his bed, Naruto's eyes snapped open as he twists and he turned. His hand shattered through the lamp, breaking the table. A surge of energy rushing into him. The despair, the sadness, not just from him. As Sasuke Uchiha laid eyes on them, the bed frame cracked as Naruto fell to the ground. It felt like pure ecstasy, overloading his system. It was truly amazing. Sasuke was missing from the academy for some time, but the moment he returned, Naruto became obsessed. Naruto watched Sasuke on a daily basis. The feeling that he gave off, Naruto found it truly amazing, alluring. He didn't even want to kill Sasuke, and everyone that he looked at, the desire to rip them apart was always there, but Sasuke, he was feeding him, making him stronger. Naruto approached the Uchiha, having studied him for some time now. Naruto attacked Sasuke. Taken aback by this, Sasuke defended himself and dropped Naruto to the ground, besting him. "What the hell is your problem?" Sasuke said, looking down towards him. "I heard you were the best. I wanted to see with my own eyes." Naruto said, getting back to his feet. Satisfied, Sasuke said, rather pissed off, "Just you wait. I'll grow stronger, and I'll defeat you," said Naruto. Pissed off by the challenge, that some lowlife believed they could beat him. Not to mention tapping into that past rage of what Itachi recently did. And now some lowlife was challenging him. Sasuke was pissed. And the words of Itachi once again rung through his mind. "You're not worth killing." As Naruto walked away, he smiled in delight and happiness. As the years went by, he made friends. He socialized with people, none of them the wiser of the thoughts running through his head. Naruto studied people. Shikamaru Nara seemed to be a lazy bum, but he hailed from a clan with extremely smart members. And there was no doubt in Naruto's mind that Shikamaru was just as smart. But he played the fool, so Naruto had to be very, extremely careful around that one. The others are naive. And just like that, time went by. Time skip. Naruto was currently within the forest area. After successfully stealing the Forbidden Scroll, his power was simply much too great. Naruto could not perform the clone jutsu. It's just something that he could not do. Upset at first that he failed the exam, but Naruto was going to go to another track. Until Mizuki found him. Naruto immediately saw through the deception, but he went along with it. Getting the scroll, Naruto made his way towards the forest area. The Hokage was simply too trusting of him. Well, he's played his part rather well. Things escalated from that point on as Naruto pretended to be the fool. However, this time Naruto decided to jot down so much that he saw. He jotted down the techniques, the hand signs, the descriptions that were written there. When Mizuki arrived, a tussle happened as Haruka arrived as well. Naruto played the fool and ran away, as he wanted to see Mizuki kill Haruka. He was going to kill Mizuki afterward though, as Naruto was confident that he could. That was until it was revealed. Naruto did not know, but now he understood why they fear him, why they hated him. Naruto stepped out of the foliage. As he stood there, Haruka told him to run away. He believed that Naruto was a good child, that did not deserve the hatred, that he just kept on going, never truly been bothered by it, but that was true, because Naruto did not concern himself what other people thought. Now it's over, Mizuki said, throwing the Fuma shuriken. But Naruto simply stepped to the side and looped his hand through the hole. He was dragged slightly, but he stopped it, stunning both men. Naruto launched the weapon back. Mizuki took to the trees, landing on a branch. What the hell? How the hell did he do that? Unfortunately though, Naruto was no longer standing there. He snapped his gaze all over, looking around. Haruka could not see everywhere due to the kunai in his back and his brutal wounded state. Mizuki felt something. He looked down to see something through his stomach area. He fell off the tree and crashed on the ground. Haruka struggled to stand, but he fell back down. The weapon lodged through his back and in his stomach. Mizuki struggled as he turned to see Naruto. You know, I should be grateful, Naruto said. You've opened my eyes to truth that I did not know. Naruto looked down towards him with a smile, scaring the living hell out of the man. Mizuki grabbed the back of the kunai and ripped it out, wincing in pain as he did, but Naruto stepped in his throat. You could see the exact moment when the pain exploded, but his throat being damaged, all that came out was gurgles. However, still possessing enough strength, he leaped, knocking Naruto to the ground. But Naruto's hands were already outstretched. Mizuki cried out gargles as Naruto dug into his eye sockets, crushing them. He landed on the ground, screaming in agony. Naruto gripped the kunai and buried it in his hand, tearing into the earth, pinning him down. He then stepped towards him, a smile on his face. Moments later, Haruka felt them. The Anvus landing in the foliage. Go, check on Naruto now, he shouted. They made their way, only to find Naruto with the Fuma shuriken embedded in his side, pressed up against a tree, unconscious. They rushed him to the infirmary as fast as they could. The statement was, Mizuki was about to kill him. He hit him with a Fuma shuriken, but the Anvu's arrival must have scared him off. He fled. Lucky enough, he did not take the scroll. Naruto was visited in the hospital by Haruka. His bravery. Haruka decided to reward Naruto with his headband. They needed more people like that, fighting for the will of fire no matter what, willing to put their life on the line to protect someone. Naruto smiled and cried as he got it. Haruka being unaware that the only reason why he was still drawing breath was simple. The Anvus interrupted Naruto's little game that he was playing. A far distance away, Naruto's silhouette could be seen. Falling out of it was the body of Mizuki. It had surrounded and captured the corpse of Mizuki and led him away from the village. The silhouette was stronger, far, far stronger. Mizuki, on the other hand, he did not possess any eyes. Root had cut his lip off, cut off his ears, and carved into his very skull itself. You could see the horrific look on his face in the moment of his death, as Root had skinned the man's face, literally. As Aruka left, Nuta smiled to himself as he held a headband in his hand. None of them having any idea what they were releasing into the world. Time skip. Nuta could feel it. He was placed on Team 7. Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha. They were all placed together. Ironic, Sakura was the only one that had parents amongst the three of them. Even Kakashi didn't have any, so the four of them. She had a really good life, he suppose. Nothing bad, nothing too dangerous. 3 weeks after Team 7 was officially formulated, a tragedy struck. Sakura Haruno was crying. Her aunt, her last living relative, held her in her arms as she was crying at her parents' funeral. It was truly tragic. A gas pipe. Yes, all of this was caused by a broken gas pipe leaking into their home. A simple match was lit. Luckily, Sakura was not home. Team 7 was practicing that day when the explosion erupted, killing others outside as well, who were nearby the home, but her parents were inside. They were sleeping, doing some renovating that day. Everyone believed that they had moved the stove and the gas pipe was not properly placed back together. They fell asleep due to the amount of work that they had done, only to die in their sleep. Team 7 was, well, they were on standby for the moment. Sakura just went through hell. Ino, despite their arguments, rushed to her aid. Everyone from their class came to her aid, trying to cheer her up, trying to make her feel better. However, what can you say? But Naruto and Sasuke, they understood. They didn't have parents. Kakashi, in his own way, spoke to the girl. Sasuke, in his own way, he spoke about his loss. That was strange, perhaps. It reminded him of his own suffering. 3 weeks went by. Sakura made a formal statement she wanted to be a part of Team 7. Once again, it was the way that things went after that. Naruto was supportive. He was there day after day. He was by her side hour after hour. She did not really know Naruto that well back in the academy, but he's become a best friend to her. He was there for her no matter what. Sasuke was there, but not like Naruto. Naruto was there constantly, hugging her, sticking right by her side. Hiruzen and Kakashi was happy to see how he was treating his teammate, how he was there for her, showing that despite the past, Naruto can show the empathy that others need. She wanted to be a part of Team 7, if anything, to keep her mind off what took place, because a month, a year, something like that could not be forgotten. A simple mistake cost her the life of her parents. And it hurt. It hurt so bad. Her pain reminds Sasuke of his pain. And all of this was like a buffet to Naruto. Team 7 made their way towards their first mission after a couple of weeks. Their first outside mission, to the land of Wave. Kakashi Hatake was watching Naruto. Strangely so. There was something that was recently brought to his attention. It was Sakura. She spoke to him on her reasons for joining Team 7 once again. Some children, after going through something so horrific, they would want to give up their life. However, her main inspiration was Naruto being there for her. However, the way she spoke about what Naruto did, constantly trying to make her feel the pain. But it wasn't just that. The way he spoke to her. Kakashi could be going crazy here, but it sounded like Naruto wanted to. Maybe he's wrong, but he has to be wrong, I mean. Why? No. He tried to shrug off all those thoughts. But he found himself thinking it sounded like Naruto wanted her to suffer. Maybe it was just his years of being a ninja and seeing wicked things and wicked people. Because that can't be the truth, right? Of course it can't, he told himself. However, when they faced the demon brothers, for a brief moment he saw Naruto smile. Until it was replaced with concern for his teammates. Kakashi Hatake must be losing his mind, he told himself. And then they faced Zabuza Momochi. Everyone else was terrified of the bloodlust, but Naruto seemed happy. Briefly happy before it was replaced with concern. Once again. As time went by once again, they were staying there for the time being when Iniri was speaking about his sadness. Kakashi looked under the table and saw Naruto, his hand. His fist was clenching and unclenching in a way of someone experiencing pleasure. His face looked rather sorry for the child, but his hand. The copy ninja grew concerned. Naruto, on the other hand, he found himself making a new friend. However, Naruto knew who it was. He could sense the despair, he could sense the chaos as well. He could sense it in this person. It was the same despair and sadness. They reek of it. Ever since coming to this place, Naruto wished he could move here. It was wonderful. The torment, the chaos, the suffering. Naruto was impressed by Gato's work. Very so. Naruto played along though, playing the idiot buffoon that did not know anything, allowing this assailant known as Haku to leave. Being the last one there, Naruto had to watch two thugs arrive. He wanted them to kill the child and mother. It would be fun to observe, but his skills would be questioned, that he could not take on two thugs. Iniri did not feel any pain as Naruto was in front of him. I told you that anyone can be a hero, he told the boy. As for the thugs though, taken away by Naruto clone. Iniri believed Naruto was heading to the bridge, but no, he wasn't. I wanted you to do something fun, but I guess I have to get my excitement somewhere else. Naruto tied the both of them up and drowned them, watching them suffocate, watching them crave the basic thing known as oxygen. It brought him delight as he made sure they sank to the bottom. With that, he made his way to the bridge where Sasuke was struggling. Arriving on the scene, Naruto entered inside. Sasuke was pissed. He should have stayed outside and they could have collaborated their attack. Naruto could see the needles, but he had to play himself as weak, letting a few of them hit him. Naruto jumped in the way, saving Sasuke, collapsing on the ground. What the hell did you do? Sasuke said in rage. I don't know, said Naruto. I just had to. I saw you were hurt. I saw you were in pain. I saw you weren't strong enough. Horrific memories returned to Sasuke's mind by those words, just like Naruto knew it would. Sasuke was pissed off, but Haku decided to put an end to him as well. But he had no intention of killing either of them. The moment Sasuke was knocked out by the Senbons, Naruto got to his feet. Haku was confused. Having left his mirror, he did not see Naruto, as he was about to cancel his technique, but he simply felt something. He looked to the ground where the two boys should be lying, but only one was there. The hand rested on his shoulder. Boom! The mass exploded into several pieces. One of said pieces lodged into Haku's right eye. He screamed, but Naruto grabbed his mouth and beat his head into the bridge. Haku was dizzy, caught off guard, not expecting this strength. Naruto pinned him down to the ground. Flip him over, and Naruto bent his arms until, snap, he broke them. He then pulled his hair back, with a smile on his face. His arms were sensitive right now. Naruto stabbed the senbons right under his fingernails. The screams were drowned out by Naruto's shirt that he tied around Haku's face, keeping him quiet, keeping him gagged, sweating out of pure excitement and lust of simply causing chaos and suffering. Naruto started to place the senbons under his eyelids, carving into them. Haku's brutal screams ripped from his throat. Naruto flipped him over. He was in agony. Naruto leaned down towards him, licking his lips. "You were fun to play with," said Naruto. "I can basically taste it." As he licked Haku's cheek, he could taste it. Taste the excitement. He could taste the lust of power. Naruto picked him up with one hand as he started to squeeze. Haku's final moments was Naruto crushing his skull. Literally. "Oh my," he said. "I didn't have thought I've grown that strong." Making sure to weight Haku down, as Naruto was able to get the metals, or some of the broken scraps in the boxes, Naruto tossed Haku over to the side. Kakashi Hatake was able to tear right through Zabuza. Haku wasn't there to protect him. Unfortunately though, another problem struck. Someone arrived. Yes, it was none other than Gato. His words were simple: leave or die. And his army that stood behind him was a solid reminder to not do anything stupid. However, 3 persons appear on the bridge. 3 silhouettes, not one. Naruto learned a lot from the Forbidden Scroll, and the way Naruto used these abilities was not the same way your standard ninja used them. Think of them as shadow clone, but an extension of his will, an extension of the darkness that coursed through him, an extension of his power that fed on people's despair, people's sadness, humiliation, pain, anguish. Kakashi Hatake was confused, being the only one there, as Naruto tended not to involve himself. So there would be no question. The copy ninja watched utter brutality, glad that none of the children were here. None of them were here. Rushing back, Kakashi saw Naruto in pain on the ground, Sasuke unconscious. As the time passed by, Naruto told them what happened. Sasuke was unconscious and he lost it. He felt so much rage, so much anger, and he felt a power that he never felt before. Kakashi believed this to be the Nine-Tails power. He attacked the missing nin until he knocked him off the bridge. He had injured him greatly. Kakashi did not feel the power. That was odd. However, Naruto seemed to be afraid of his own strength. At the same time, the copy ninja was concerned about not just that. Time skip. Kakashi was speaking to Hiruzen. The heavens were dark. Many were asleep by now, but the Hokage voice rang out deep. "Are you crazy?" he said, looking towards the man. Kakashi knew that he would react this way. Most people would, but he couldn't get over this feeling that there was something there that they were all skipping over. And he He didn't like it. As he looked towards the man, he was really believing that Naruto wasn't what he seems. That he was something wrong. Something hiding in the light right in front of them. The copy ninja was concerned. Studying him for weeks now, he brought his suspicions to the Hokage. Speaking about his past, the death of the children in the orphanage, Mizuki being missing, Sakura's parents' death. You're really blaming Naruto for all of this. He has nothing to do with any of them. We saw the culprit. As Kakashi, remember what happened after Gato was killed. The people, dressed in black, they were hunting Gato for some time. They told Kakashi that they didn't have any reason to kill them. Gato and his men did something, that is why they were here. Yes, the silhouettes could talk, but not on their own. Despite hearing that though, how could he say that Naruto was behind any of this? But Kakashi could not shake it. He just wanted the Hokage to take out the objective state of look and focus on the details. Naruto was never a suspect for any of these crimes. Hiruzen decided to amuse his theory, which was so ridiculous it was amusing. Time skip. Naruto started to feel something was off. The way his sensei looked, the way the Hokage spoke to him. Could they be suspicious of him? Perhaps. He thought to himself. He had to make a fail-safe in case they figure out what he has done. However, for now the Chunin exams was taking place, and Kakashi, well, he had no problem assigning Naruto. Not one in the slightest. While that was going on, Hiruzen Sarutobi was at a loss. In the beginning they never suspected Naruto, but now that they were treating him as a suspect, the stabbing was self-harm. They had specialists in this area study the marks, the wounds, how deep they were, the way they... It was hard. As he read over the file, it was hard. Extremely so. All of this, putting it together. Recently, a conversation between the Hokage and Sakura Haruno, as he wanted to make sure that she was fit for the exams. He lied, but it was for the best. She had been going to therapy ever since, but well, this one was different. A specialist, Inoichi Yamanaka, despite her therapist being good as well, but Inoichi was there for a different reason. Shock and concern. As a Hokage did not tell him everything, but from what he told him, Inoichi grew concerned. Everything that Naruto and her spoke about, they made her comfortable enough to simply speak like it was simply talking about her friendship with her friends. But Inoichi understood it. This was a tactic, gaining enjoyment from others' suffering. He's seen this before. All of this. They did not know if Naruto was the one that directly blew up the house, but everything was linking back to him. And this was horrible. Yes, it was. However, at the moment, Orochimaru was taken aback. Yes, he was. After the snake had perceived to swallow Naruto, the Sannin had placed his mark on the young Uchiha. But then the third member arrived and knocked the girl out. Yes, he did. He knocked her out. Orochimaru wasn't expecting that. Interest. The boy showed interest. Happiness to meet him. The Sannin was taken aback when Naruto shook his hand. He read about him, the terrible things that he did. The Sannin was taken aback when Naruto shook his hand. He read about him, the terrible things that he did. The Sannin was taken aback when Naruto shook his hand. He read about him, the terrible things that he did. The Sannin was taken aback when Naruto shook his hand. He read about him, the terrible things that he did. Orochimaru was watching him carefully, trying to understand what kind of plan this was, what kind of scheme this was. But there was no scheme. It was genuine obsession with his work. Naruto was happy to meet the man, having no reason to fight him, knowing that he must be here for a reason. Much more than simply placing that mark on Sasuke. His desire was perhaps to see this village burn. After all, he was one of their most dangerous enemies. Now tell me, what is your fascination with me? More than just my work, Orochimaru questioned. I might sound like a fanboy, but I have to say, I would like to be just like you someday, Naruto said. I'm not sure the lengths that you went, but the way they spoke about you, the look in their eyes. Despite many of them not knowing you, they are terrified of your very existence. They spoke about the 3 Sanins in the academy and you. You're basically off limit. Taboo, said Naruto. Do you know what you're doing? Orochimaru questioned. Knowing what your actions are leading to? Yes, Naruto said. And you want to join me? The Sanin questioned. Wondering if this child was trying to play him. Yes, Naruto said. And what about your friends? Your village? None of them mean anything to me. They can all drop dead, Naruto said. That is when the Sanin saw it. It is rare. But this boy was a complete psychopath. Yes, the look in his eyes, the admiration, the happiness when he spoke about experiments and torture. He could be extremely dangerous but also very useful. It is not often that you find someone with the mindset of emotions, but at the same time, doing things that would make him seem emotionless. And his obsession with him could prove to be rather beneficial. The Sanin thought as he looked at the boy. Time skip. Anvus was currently going through the forest of death as they saw the ninjas from other villages. They were all dead. Only a couple of teams made it. Most of them were Konoha. The sound team did not make it. The rain, the grass. The only team that made it was a San and the other Konoha teams. No one else. But that just wasn't it. The teams that did not make it, most times you expect them to be unable to reach their destination but survive in the forest. But they were all brutally killed in horrendous ways. Animals feasting on their corpse. However, getting the corpses, which were placed in parts of said forest, that would have gotten rid of the evidence in due time. Hiruzen stood there as he digests all the information. He watched Naruto as he participated, taking on Kiba and winning. He watched him throughout all of this. Time skip. Have you lost your mind? Hiruzen looked up towards Jiraiya. However, his gaze alone was, well, scary. It isn't often that he looked at Jiraiya with a gaze like this. However, Jiraiya's question angered him as he tossed him the file to read it over. The more he read, the more shocked he became. Kakashi took Sasuke to train him. However, today, he was unable to come because there was something that he had to do. Yes. Naruto arrived to Training Ground 7, where he would meet his mysterious sensei. He arrived there, standing gazing around, when all of a sudden, he saw the man. It was the Hokage, someone that he just recently spoken to. Hiruzen was afraid. They knew nothing about him at all. They weren't even sure if this was even Naruto anymore. Unchecked, undisturbed if the fox had influenced him or if this was just something else. Taking him down within the heart of the village would be problematic because they did not know what he was capable of. Gigi, Naruto said with a smile. I thought, what are you doing here? Wait, are you gonna be my teacher? You can cut the act, Hiruzen said. I know what you've done. What are you talking about? I know what you've done to those children, to Sakura parents. I know everything, he said. Naruto looked confused. I'm not sure what you're talking about. 3 Anvus arrived behind Naruto. Naruto looked at them. Surrender yourself, and no one has to get hurt, Hiruzen said. The first Anvu grabbed his right arm. I suppose. The entire atmosphere changed as Jiraiya watched from the trees. There's no longer any hiding it, said Naruto. He gripped the Anvu's arm and immediately, the man fumbled. Something was wrong. He fell over himself. Something was terribly wrong. The other 2 tried to grab him, but Naruto was gone, stepping with so much force and speed that it caught them off guard. Naruto dashed to the foliage, but Kakashi Hatake grabbed his arm and slammed him in a tree, pinning him there. The copy ninja was pissed. His theories were correct. All of this, feigning happiness. He did such horrible things. However, when Naruto touched Kakashi with just his fingers alone, Kakashi staggered, emotions, pain, sorrow, overtaking him. He couldn't explain it, but he no longer possessed the strength to hold Naruto back. Naruto took off, but someone slammed down on him from above, crashing him into the ground. His arms were grabbed and bound to make sure he did not touch them. Naruto looked up to the white-haired man, who looked down with pure disappointment, before striking him and knocking him out. Hiruzen, watching from the tree, as Jiraiya took Naruto down. Jiraiya couldn't even look at him. He couldn't even look at him. Time skip. Naruto was currently chained up and bound in every single way. Finally being able to check him as they wanted to do, they could feel his power, his chakra was. It was dark, wicked. As for Kakashi and the Anbu, they had to go to the hospital. However, it wasn't physically damaged, it was mentally. It was all the regrets and guilt in their past. With a single touch, Naruto was able to overwhelm them, because they had regrets that they couldn't get over. Naruto had developed a lot of techniques in his time of pretending. Naruto also written down many things from the Forbidden Scroll, but he did not use them how your standard ninja would use them. That touch that he did on Kakashi, he called it his parasite touch. The deeper the regret, the deeper the pain and anguish, the harder the backlash hit the person. And through it, Naruto grew stronger. When he finally woke up, he was greeted to the eyes of Hiruzen. Jiraiya leaned up against the wall. Hiruzen was pissed. How long, he said, trying to play the innocent card. Enough! The man shouted, almost shaking the entire place. With his voice alone. How long, he said. How long have you been doing this? Naruto's eyes became cold, dead like he had no life. Since I could remember, he said. Yeah, you're right. I did kill her parents. I also killed those children as well. That was the most fun part. His words disturbed them. What can I say? I'm not mentally correct up there. I suppose I wasn't born correctly, said Naruto. Even now, I can just imagine ripping out your throat. A fun idea, wouldn't you say? Both men were disturbed by Naruto's words as he smiled at them. Come on, it's not like you guys are going to kill me. You need the Nine Tails. You need its power. And who else are you going to seal it in? There is no more Uzumaki around. Confusion as they looked towards him, wondering how he knew that. Curious how I know. Well, I'm not gonna tell. Then again, you can always enter my mind. However, I believe doing so would be problematic for the user, given the whole demon fox ready to rip them apart thing Naruto said. Hiruzen clenched his fist, but Jiraiya simply placed a hand to his shoulder. The pure disappointment, knowing who this boy's parents were. His own teammate, he killed their parents. I need to know. Why did you do that to her? Hiruzen questioned. Fun. What did you just say? Fun, said Naruto. I mean, think of it. We're now the orphan squad. None of us have any parents. Then again, she still have an aunt. Hiruzen had never felt the urge to strike someone so much before, but he controlled himself as Naruto laughed. Leaving the room, both men were quiet, disturbed as they were. Hiruzen spoke to Kakashi. It was best if she did not know. She was getting better and doing so well with therapy. If she were to find out that the person she thought was her closest friend did what he did, it would just send her into a spiral. So it was best to, for her safety, keep this away from her. Kakashi agreed because he understood that emotional pain like that, being triggered by someone you thought you could trust, it would simply break her. There was no doubt about that, it would break her. And he did not want that for his student. Time skip. They brought in a specialist. Inoichi Yamanaka heard the things that Naruto had to say. Naruto did not lie once. As he spoke to the Hokage, it's the first he was seeing something like this. The boy was both a sociopath and a psychopath. Everything that he saw before even speaking to the child was more than he thought. He truly relished in the chaos and destruction of people, but not physically. Yes, physically was there, but it was mostly emotionally. He enjoyed knowing that your existence is torment, but he also has the power to inflict physical pain. It is for everyone's well-being that they send him away from Konoha into the deepest, powerfulest prison that they had access to, and lock him away until they find a suitable candidate to be the next Jinchuriki. They shouldn't allow him to breathe the same air that they did. Kakashi wanted to speak with him. Hiruzen allowed it. When the door opened up, Sensei, are you here to release me? Said Naruto. Kakashi looked down towards him. She did nothing to you. But now I'm starting to understand more. That you never cared. You just wanted her to suffer. Kakashi said, looking towards Naruto. I see. You spoke to Inoichi, my therapist. You won't see him again. In fact, you won't see anyone in Konoha again, said Kakashi, looking down towards Naruto. I'm afraid there is no fix in you. Fix me? But I'm perfectly fine. No, you're not. You're a messed up child that needs professional help, but even the professionals believe that you cannot be fixed. So there is no point, he said. I get what you're saying. So does that mean I'm off Team 7, Naruto said. Kakashi looked down towards him. It's a shame that you turned out this way. You could have been something great. I suppose I could, said Naruto. Well, I'll see you soon, he said. Kakashi paused. Don't you get it? You won't. However, the smile on Naruto's face, it unnerved him. As time passed by, Sakura or Sasuke weren't told about what happened. For now, allow Sasuke to focus on the Chunin exams. Made them believe that Naruto was off training. But when the day came and Naruto was supposed to fight Neji, he was a no-show. I wonder where he is, Ino said. Yeah, this is not like him, Sakura said. He would definitely want to be here. But the time passed and he did not show, so they had to go on. Sakura started to worry about Naruto, worry about his safety. Meanwhile, Sasuke Uchiha finally got ready. His opponent was Gaara. As the battle fought, chaos ensued. Destruction reigned as everyone found themselves in the midst of a civil war. Meanwhile, the Anbu that was there, watching Naruto constantly until the exam was over, so the Hokage would give the official order that they could move him, saw another coming down the hall. No sound could be heard about what was going on upstairs. As he saw the other Anbu coming towards him, we have a problem. The village, it's being attacked. They're coming for him. Wait, who? Who is The guard looked down as he saw a scalpel through his chest. A chakra scalpel. He collapsed. The masked Anbu sliced the door up. As he stepped inside, Naruto gazed upwards. He walked over and raised his hand and cut the chain that was binding Naruto. Stand still, he said, as he started to undo the seal. This was all. Well, basically a test. His conversation with Orochimaru. Well, it needed a test. Naruto told him that the village was suspecting him. The Sannin told him that he should be captured to show and prove his loyalty to him, and he shouldn't lie what he's done. Kabuto was there the entire time. He was a part of the squad infiltrating Konoha. For the longest time now, Kabuto was there, knowing the exact location. Naruto put his trust in the Sannin to show him that he believed in the cause. Thus, right after casting the illusion on the people to put them to sleep, Kabuto came to free Naruto. Naruto was free as he stretched his limbs. The moment he did, the sick, toxic chakra started to leak from his core. Kabuto took a step back. You know your mission, he said, looking towards Naruto. Yes. Cause as much chaos and damage as I possibly can, and slaughter the Konoha ninjas. Naruto said with a smile. Go, now, said Kabuto. Orochimaru was still testing him, seeing how far he would go for his cause. Upon stepping outside, Naruto smiled. Sakura Haruno raced through the foliage, finally catching up with Sasuke. Unfortunately, she was bested by Gaara. He pinned her to a tree. As the other Konoha shinobis arrived, their generation, unfortunate for them though, Gaara was a different kind of monster. This was bad, extremely bad. Hello there, everyone, the voice said, as Naruto was standing on a branch. He smelled it, reeking, the anguish, the pain. He was trying his best to mask it, but there was so much. Gaara was stunned. Someone sneaking up behind him like that. Naruto, Sakura said, struggling in her bindings. You're here. The sand was still holding her down despite Sasuke cutting through it. She couldn't break it. Kiba looked up. Seeing that Naruto was here, Shikamaru was also there as well. Sasuke was struggling to rise. Gaara had bested him and, well, he was struggling fighting off the mark as well. However, things were just getting started, it seems. Gaara's hand shot outwards, but Nuta's speed was much faster than the sand reaction time. I can smell it. The despair, the anguish. You're festering with it, said Naruto, covering it all with that fake sense of strength, but underneath, you're broken. Utterly so. Gaara was stunned. Everyone was. Sasuke couldn't believe it. They seemed to have forgotten that Naruto had missed his match, but that wasn't what was on their mind right now. The fact that none of them could have bested Gaara. But now, Naruto Uzumaki, his hand was coated with what seemed like wind energy, but the formation was like the manipulation of a wind energy sword, but instead it reeked literally of Naruto's sick, twisted chakra. The representation was perfect as Naruto thought it was. When his chakra dripped, yes, it was dripping, it made a hissing sound because it was burning through rock like it was nothing. The toxic, destructive, wicked darkness that was tied to his very soul itself, representation of what he truly was. And you could see it. Naruto split Gaara. Yes. Luckily for Gaara though, there was so much sand packed into his body that Naruto simply ripped into his chest. The sand was the only thing that saved his life. Gaara collapsed. Before he could transform though, Naruto lashed onto him. Literally. Latching onto Gaara as he gripped him, his hand roaming through the sand and ripping into Gaara's flesh. Not physically, but the mental pain was far, far greater. What is he doing? Kiba questioned, confused by Naruto's actions. Due to the rather fearful feeling going through Gaara right now, Naruto was like a leech, touching someone while they were going through anger, sadness. Allow him to drain their chakra or stamina rapidly. As Naruto was draining Gaara like a parasite. And the power of the beast was right there due to the weakened seal. Gaara was collapsing. As Naruto didn't stop, he just kept on sucking and sucking and sucking. You could see Gaara's cheeks withering. His entire essence was being sucked out. You could see the affliction from Naruto absorbing the tail beast's power. His eyes glowing yellow. The representation of Shikaku with the sandy body and the eyes as well. However, someone arrived and whacked Naruto with their fan. It was Temari. Gaara fell downwards as she caught him with one arm, afraid that if he dropped too hard he might die. Gaara was barely conscious, his entire mind hazy. He was bested. Naruto picked himself up. There was no scar, no bruising, nothing at all. In fact, he seemed to be happy. That rage, that anger, that despair. Not knowing if your brother is going to die, he said. A puppet exploded out of the ground and wrapped itself around Naruto. It ripped into him. Naruto's head leaned to the side as blood dripped from his mouth. Sakura screamed out. She couldn't believe it. No, she said. However, he started to chuckle. It seems I've been underestimating my own power, Naruto said as he exploded outwards. The puppet was reduced to nothing. The gaping wounds in Naruto's flesh rapidly refilled himself. Naruto licked the blood from his lips. In a second, Naruto grabbed Kankuro's face, leaning down towards his ear. He said nothing, he bit it. Kankuro screamed as Naruto tear off his ear, literally, and spat it. He tried to back away as Naruto stepped in his chest. Something was wrong. He was not fighting as he should. This was no normal fighting. Shikamaru's mind was working fast. Stay away from him. He shouted to Kiba, who wanted to make his way. What are you guys doing? It's Naruto, Sakura said. They're right. They should stay away. But it doesn't really matter now, does it? Seeing that I'm going to kill all of them. What? She said, clearly confused. Oh, you don't know? I believe they thought it was in your best interest not to tell you. I was the one. It was me, said Naruto. It was you? She said, confused. He appeared beside her, shocking the others by his speed. Your parents. I was the one that blew them up. Sakura froze, her mind struggling to understand what he said. So cheery, so happy, having a family, so I decided to take it away. Kiba was stunned, Shikamaru was frightened, Sasuke couldn't believe what he was hearing. Haven't you wondered where I've been? The Hokage had me locked away. Don't worry, if you don't believe me, just ask Sensei. He will tell you the truth. The explosion was a rather wonderful piece of work for me. Watching your anguish as the days went by, it was amazing, said Naruto. Naruto looked down as he found himself frozen. Take him down, Shikamaru said. Kiba wasted no time, but Shikamaru suddenly dropped and screamed. You fool. Connecting yourself to mine was a mistake, said Naruto. You think you can handle what I am? A mere touch can send you into a spiral. Kiba still decided to attack, but Naruto moved away as Kiba smashed through the trees. Asuma Saratobi landed. As he looked around confused by what was going on. Sakura, her face lost. Sasuke struggling to get up, Kiba pulling himself back to his feet. You'll pay for what you did, he shouted at Naruto. What's going on, Asuma said. Why are you fighting? Someone is controlling them, said Naruto, dashing towards Asuma. Asuma took his eyes off the prize. It's Shikamaru. They're killing him. What? He looked down, worried for his student. Kiba shouted that it was not... He didn't get to finish. Asuma was bleeding. He looked down to see blood rushing from him. His throat burst open. He tried to stop the bleeding, but he collapsed. Shikamaru struggled through his pain. Asuma, he screamed out. Naruto stood over him and stomped his head into the ground. Naruto reached and picked him up by his hair. Kiba dashed forward as Akamaru tried to sneak up behind Naruto. Naruto weaved out of the way. Naruto slammed Asuma's skull right into Kiba, stunning him as he grabbed the back of Kiba's head. He beat their head together. Kiba was bleeding. Akamaru jumped towards Naruto. Naruto smiled, looking at the puppy, sending this spear into his very essence. A dog wasn't strong as a human. Akamaru collapsed, battered on the ground. Sakura was still speechless. Sasuke got up, realizing that Naruto was a problem here. He looked tired though, exhausted. You can't fight me, said Naruto. Even if you were able to. Tell me, with that mark on you, do you really see yourself as one of them anymore? Naruto questioned. You're a monster. All this time, Sasuke said. You will pay for that. For what exactly? Killing people that you give two shit about. Come on, Sasuke. I have a better offer for you. Follow me. I can give you something that these people can't even dream of. Well, not me exactly, but someone else. What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? Power. I know your desire to end your brother's life. Naruto said stepping towards him. And I know a way I can give you that power. Join me. And you will gain power beyond your wildest imagination. Naruto said stepping towards him. As he extended his hand. All you have to do is accept my offer. But guys, let me interrupt right here. Yes, this is part 1 of a 2-part movie. The next part will be over 2 hours plus. If you want to see part 2 of this movie, just go ahead and tell me, guys, and I'll be posting it as soon as possible. Before the end of this week, to be quite exact. So if you want the 2-hour special, just go ahead and tell me, and I'll be posting it very soon. But I hope you enjoy part 1 of this movie. Yeah, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.